Stacie Zinn Roberts, the host of Live Your Passion, and today my guest is Barbara Atterberry. Ooh, you're going to love this, and we get to taste good stuff. Oh, I'm so excited. Barbara takes her food very seriously. When she began her family, she started to take a look at the ingredients in foods, and she saw that pretty much everything had corn syrup in it, and she was determined to come up with a better way. Initially, her jams were made for herself, but as the story so often goes, her family and friends loved what she made, and she wound up selling it. They encouraged her to do so, and armed with a degree in advertising and marketing, she took her better foods to the streets and stores. When the opportunity came for Barbara and her husband, who's an executive chef, his name is Robert Atterberry, to open a restaurant, they decided to take their commitment to fresh foods to the fast food-driven consumer. Bob's Chowder Bar opened in 2009 and quickly became a local sensation in the tourist town of Anacortes, Washington. So when you visit, make sure you go to Bob's Chowder. The signature salad dressing that Robert developed soon went through the same process. People would have the salad dressing in the restaurant and want to buy it and take it home. And so a new venture was born. Barbara and her husband now work with Packers in Seattle, and the salad dressing is available widely. We'll give you a little bit more detail about that in a second. The salad dressing is called Lemon Love. She's also got 2 new flavors, Tangerine Tango, and one that I have not seen yet. It's coming soon, Cilantro Lime. I'm so excited to introduce to you Barbara Atterberry.
Thank you, Stacie.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
Yay! I'm so glad to have you here.
Here we are.
So you run a successful catering business. You have cooked meals for 20,000 people on the Microsoft campus. And
10.
10,000?
10.
All right.
Let's not exaggerate.
Well, I'm excited. But you've cooked meals for 2 and for 10,000.
We just did 18,000.
So that's close to 20?
That is close to 20.
Oh, she's so mean to me. Okay, and you own this successful restaurant called Bob's Chowder.
Mm-hmm. We love Bob's Chowder Bar.
It's wonderful. I eat there a lot. I love it.
Thank you.
Delicious. And then you've got this tremendous line of salad dressings. First, where do you get the energy?
I suffer from fidgetitis, so I don't sit still very well, and I'll sit for 10 minutes and then it's like, okay, I'm done. What's next?
Okay. I get that. I understand that.
So I just don't really like to sit around quite a bit.
And you've always got something creative cooking. Is there something specific that drives you, or is it just the fidgetitis?
Well, really, this will sound corny. It's my kids.
Okay.
I want my kids to have a great life. I want my family to have a great life. I want people to enjoy wonderful food. And I just want to have this success in the marketplace. Okay. It really just means so much when you walk into a grocery store and there's your product on the shelf. Mm-hmm. And as I was just sharing, the clerk says, "Have you had that dressing? That's amazing. That's the most amazing dressing." And she doesn't know that you're the owner of the company. What greater flattery could there be?
Right.
I want to show people that you can just take the smallest little idea and grow it into something big. The only limit is yourself.
Yes, absolutely. And you've overcome some challenges in your life to get here.
Massive challenges.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to let anyone know that you can overcome anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to share?
Yeah, tell the story.
Yeah. Well, I was 12 and I had an allergist, and I had severe allergies. And so they had to basically drain my lungs, and they put a tube down my nose and strapped my arms to the chair so that I wouldn't rip the tubes out of my nose. Okay. And for a period of an hour, I was continually molested by the physician, Dr. Polk, in New Jersey.
Oh, Barbara.
And I refused to go back to the allergist. And it was finally my grandmother's allergist that put all the pieces together a year later. And he called me and he asked if Dr. Polk had molested me. And I told him he had. And so this doctor, Dr. Tyndall, started the investigation. And what I found out later is that I was the youngest of 22 other girls that had been molested. And that was the second time that this had come to the appearance of the courts and nothing had been done. Another 30 girls had been molested. Who knows how many girls suffered under the hands of this man, pretending to be a doctor.
But this influenced your life, but you did not let this define your life.
No. But it was very hard. I started drinking at 12 because I couldn't overcome the pain. Because you think, somehow it must be my fault.
Okay.
There's something inside there that makes you think, well, he did this, or maybe I misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
At 12, it's very hard to process that.
Absolutely.
But at 12, I started drinking. And all I wanted to do was die. That's all I wanted to do. And I didn't.
Thank God.
Thank God. And I got through school.
Okay.
And got through college. But one of the defining things that I did is I got accepted to Florida Institute of Technology.
Yes.
Which is a very expensive school. And I was on the phone with my cousin and I said, Patty, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this school. And she said, well, you should do ROTC. I'm doing ROTC, and that'll help you get through college.
ROTC.
ROTC.
Okay.
Reserve Officer Training Corps.
Okay.
So look at me, people.
I don't see you as a ROTC girl.
Yeah,
but...
neither did the drill sergeants. So when they said, cadet, you make Private Benjamin look like a hardcore Marine, I thought, well, all right. But I didn't quit.
Good.
I didn't quit. It was awful. I had stress fractures in my legs and in my hips.
Wow.
I had bronchitis. I had a staph infection through my entire body. I had trench foot, which if anyone's ever had trench foot, I am telling you, it's awful. But I never quit. And my drill sergeant believed in me.
Wow.
And his ultimate flattery when I was leaving is, cadet, when you started, you were at the bottom of the list, and you finished in the middle. So
progress!
I thought that was great. But I did decide that the Army and my body just really didn't mix.
No.
But what he did, he broke down all of those things, and he rebuilt me and made me so strong.
Wow.
So if Dennis Younger ever hears this story, thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis. So,
and you were able to overcome the drinking as well.
Yes, I was actually 30 days sober when I went to ROTC basic camp. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
I think that's a good idea.
That wasn't the best, let me just say. And yes, I was 30 days sober, and I overcame drinking, and I haven't had a drink since I was 22 years old.
Wow.
And now I'm 50.
Wow.
But there's, a program that really helps with that.
Yes.
And you have to embrace that.
And you've been able to take all of these experiences, the molestation, the stress fractures, all of the things that happened, and turn this into a strong woman that I see sitting in front of me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. But it's only, I'm blessed. It's really just a blessing. And faith. Just faith. Because that's really what it is.
Faith in yourself, or...
Oh, no. Faith that this is just a part of a journey.
Okay.
This is just a part of the journey. That there are better things that keep coming. I'm that ant in that rubber tree. That is me. So.
Wonderful. So, let's change it up for a second and add a little levity. And we're going to taste. Right? Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got sliced cucumbers, and I have had the lemon love, and we're going to have that, but I want to try the tangerine, because I haven't had that yet. So do a little dunk in the tangerine. Ready? Oh my God.
Isn't that good? It's like Florida on a fork.
It's wonderful. It's creamy and orangey. And it's a perfect complement to
salmon.
To salmon, not just cucumbers, salmon.
Oh gosh, to salmon. It's just like amazing on salmon.
So you build these as salad dressings, but they're not just.
They're not just salad dressings. They're good on anything. I actually baked a cake with the lemon love.
Did you really? Mm-hmm. And what do you use it instead of?
I use it instead of the oil.
Instead of the oil.
Right. And I haven't done it yet with the tangerine tango, but I will.
Oh, wow.
So can I tell you a little the inspiration for this?
You can while I eat some more. Yeah, you please talk while I eat.
I worked at a restaurant. I put myself through college twice, and I worked at this restaurant, and the owner's wife was beautiful, and she was magical. And she would come in, and she was just like a dreamy princess, and she was so sweet. And there was a salad, and it had like a mandarin oranges, and it had a vinaigrette. But I just thought of her when I was making this, working with Robert, and we were making this dressing.
Yes.
Because I thought of the almonds and the orange segments and the lettuce all tossed together with I wanted to make sure that everybody could have that flavor in a salad dressing.
Oh.
So that's why we did that.
It's wonderful. And another thing that's special about these dressings, I'm sorry I have to eat a little bit more of the tangerine because it's too yummy, because it's a new flavor to me. They're all gluten-free. There's nothing in here that's not wonderful.
They're GMO-free. Mm-hmm. They are gluten-free, dairy-free, sulfite-free. They're in BPA-free recyclable bottles, which we switched our packaging because the glass bottles are so heavy, and the shipping and the freight. I start to think about these things. Our carbon footprint in moving that product was huge, and I've cut the weight in half.
And how far do you ship it now, too?
Oh, we ship it anywhere within the continental United States.
Is it available in grocery stores all over the U.S.?
Not yet. We're working. We have a store in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And it's being introduced to the East Coast next week.
Oh.
Not in the stores, just to the buyers.
Okay. And so hopefully they will love it as much as we do. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work so good. And then it'll just roll out in distribution all over the East Coast. It's already on the West Coast, correct?
Well, it's in Washington State.
Washington State right now.
We went down to the Natural Products Expo, and what I learned at that expo is that I have so much more to learn, Stacie. Nothing like spending $5,000 to know what you don't know.
Well,
it's
part of it.
It was a great education.
Yes.
So I got down there and I met distributors and brokers and all these new people and terms that I never know. But you just have to ask questions.
Well, sure. None of us are born knowing everything.
I know.
And it's so wonderful when you can just say, I don't know. Let's find somebody who does.
Right.
And there are people willing to share.
There are. Not everyone is.
Okay.
And you just move past those people.
Right.
And you find the people that aren't challenged by the fact that you're going to bring something new to the market.
Right. There's room for everybody.
Because if I bring excitement to eating vegetables or chicken or finding a new way to eat more salmon.
Yes.
Then I help the people that sell salmon.
Yes.
And I help the people that grow vegetables.
Yes.
And I help the people get excited about other new dressings.
Yes.
So we all work together.
And the buying public gets to have something delicious and have different ways to eat more vegetables and more fish. And it's a win-win all around.
It is. It's a total win-win.
Tell me, though, why the sustainable, the green element, the gluten-free and the non-GMO, why was that important to you?
I didn't know a lot about GMOs until I went down to the expo. Mm-hmm. I had heard some reports about what they were doing in the corn and the fact that the seeds were infertile and that it was actually wreaking havoc in third world countries because they were planting seeds that didn't produce more seeds. Oh. And it was actually creating a very out of control spiral on an economic market.
Yes.
And when you start to look at, all food is somewhat modified. The lettuce that we eat now in the grocery store is a product of combining different lettuces together with their stronger genes to make the lettuces we have it now.
But most of them are crossed naturally. They're not spliced genes.
And that's what we were really going for. Natural occurrence is great. Even a little help, is great.
Okay.
But I want things that I feel good about eating, that I feel good about feeding my family and my friends.
Yes.
So like at Bob's, all of our salmon is wild.
Good.
All of our cod is Alaskan cod. And every single piece of cod, salmon, every shrimp, every oyster, they're all cut and battered and breaded by hand.
Because you're feeding your friends and family.
Right.
In the restaurant, and everybody who buys the salad dressings in stores, if they know you or not, you care.
Yeah.
You're giving them something good.
Oh, when I had Ross, my son, who's now 17,
Yes.
I started to look at the ingredients in jam, and then I was expecting Sarah, and I kept thinking, well, if I put this in my body, I'm putting this in her body.
Right.
And what would I be doing if I were putting these things in our bodies?
Yes.
And I got really upset because I never really looked at labels. You know, when you're in college, you just eat as cheaply as you can.
Right.
Red beans and rice, forever.
Right.
And so I never really thought about it. I never thought that orange drink product wasn't really orange juice.
Right. It was orange drink, chemical something.
Orange drink.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to make the jams because I just wanted them to be more natural. And it just kept growing from there.
From the jams. And
Right.
you started with jams and then with the restaurant and the salad dressings.
Right. Well, in the little love story, I was selling the jams at the farmer's market.
Okay.
And Robert was then a commercial fisherman.
Yes.
And he was lonely on Saturdays because I was at the farmer's market. So he decided to come down and sell the chowder and salmon so he could be next to me.
Aww.
Yeah, well, that stinker outsold me 10-1 the first day.
But it's all goes in the same pot. It's still So you needed to come up with
No, so we merged our booths and we sold the jam as an accent to go with the salmon. So that's really how this all started. And we were bringing different salad dressings down there, and we could never manage to bring the right one. You can't take salad dressing back after it's been out.
Right.
So Robert came up with the recipe.
For lemon love.
For lemon love. Yeah. And so it really is a love story.
It is a love story because he missed you.
He did. Because
I want to eat some more. It's so good.
Eat some more.
I will. But I want to ask you a question first because we've kind of been getting close to this. You have your whole life overcome challenges. When you're having your children, you realize you want to feed them healthy food. All of this has moved you towards who you have become, Barbara. And as you know, I created the What's Your Avocado concept that says that everybody has something about them that's special. The key is to find out what that is and act on it. So can you talk to me about your avocado, how you figured out what it was, and what you were supposed to do?
Oh, wow. Well, this might sound funny. This isn't all that deep. But, we as business owners, you go through challenges.
Yes.
And sometimes challenges are uncomfortable and things change.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually had kind of an avocado moment today in the washroom getting ready. And that was, this is just all a part of the journey. It's all a part of just bringing it in closer and closer and closer to getting me more on the tighter path to where I'm supposed to be going.
Absolutely.
And so I had a little epiphany in the restroom before I got here. For me, I love my family immensely. But the other avocado moment is we as women tend to put being a mom, like when you asked me to write a bio,
Mm-hmm.
all I could come up with is, well, I'm a mom, and Sarah's doing the Shakespeare play, and Ross is at wrestling camp. Not what I've done.
Right.
And I want women to just get proud of themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get proud of yourself. And that's really kind of my avocado. I want to get that message out there. Take whatever is there and get proud of yourself, sister.
Yeah.
And just move forward.
Yeah.
People are going to, when they put you up on a pedestal, they're always going to look for the cracks.
Some people will do that.
Some people will do that. A lot of people will do that.
Okay.
Let them look. We all have cracks.
All of us have flaws.
All of us have cracks. And you just go, yeah, I got that crack from, that. And that crack was from that.
And wear it proudly because that's how you got to be who you are.
Exactly.
It's all about lifting each other up.
It's about lifting each other up. And I want women to realize that we sometimes we don't always lift each other up enough. We'll say, oh, Stacie, I just love that jacket on you. But I won't say, wow, look at what you've done. You've created this show. Look at what you're doing for women here. So we don't always move past that. as women, we need to.
Yes.
Guys don't hesitate to do it.
No, they don't. And maybe it's because we are taught to be nurturers of others. But it's the most important thing that we can be as strong women so that when our families need us, they can lean on us. Right. If we're not sure of who we are and what we're supposed to do, how are we going to inspire our families to do well too? You've got to take care of you first. Like when you're on the airplane and they say put the mask on first and then do your child.
Yes.
It's counterintuitive.
It
right?
is.
But
it
it's
is.
the truth. If you're passed out, you can't help anybody else.
Exactly.
It's exactly that way for life.
Yeah.
So this show is called Live Your Passion.
Right.
What advice would you give for other women, because you obviously are doing it?
Oh.
What advice would you give for other women who have a passion and want to pursue it?
Oh, be flexible.
Okay.
Be flexible. You know, I grew up in New Jersey, so I thought that I would go to college and then I would work in Manhattan. That's what everybody did.
Sure.
And then the opportunity came to go to college in Florida, so I did. And then I took a position out here in Seattle.
Yes.
With a good company, and that was great. And then I met my husband. So that journey that I thought, I'm not a failure because I haven't worked in Manhattan.
No.
And sometimes we get stuck on what we think we were supposed to do.
Right.
That's just kind of an outline. That's just a general idea.
Good.
You know, be flexible and open, because we can't imagine what's really out there for us. You know?
Yeah.
We can't imagine what's there.
I just got the chills. I did.
Yeah.
In our final moments, please share with our audience how they can get Lemon Love. Please. And Tangerine
Well, if
Tango.
you live locally, we're now at Hagen.
In Washington State.
In Washington State, Metropolitan Markets.
Okay. You
You can always contact us online at lemonlovedressing.com.
And we'll put that link on our website.
And we will ship.
Good. It's because our viewers are all over the country.
And what we need to do, viewers, is help this woman in business and call your local grocers and say, I want more love in my life, and I also want to tango. So,
and when does cilantro lime come out?
cilantro lime's in R&D.
Okay. So it's
we're working on. We use these very expensive oils, and they are pressed over in Italy. They are like a bottle this big. Probably costs around $70.
Oh my goodness!
So they're very, very concentrated.
The oils do, not the salad dressing.
Oh yeah, oh gosh,
do not confuse that.
The oils do, and so the cilantro oil is very, very strong.
Okay.
And we're really working on getting just the right amount in there, and so it's taking a little research,
but it's coming.
Failed experiments.
But this is available now.
This is available now.
Lemon Love.
And which comes first, tango or love? I don't know.
I don't know. All right, Barbara, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to eat some more of this. Thank you,
dear.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
I'm Stacie Zinn Roberts. This has been Live Your Passion. I'm going to have some more. Thanks. Have a good day. Yum.
I still love love.
It was so good. And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. With 1 minute to go.
Yay! Woohoo! You guys want to try it?
Woo! Sure.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I haven't had this yet. It's fabulous.